In this video, we're going to talk about how to qualify for the press criteria for the O1A visa. And I'm going to share my real examples from my petition so that you can get a better understanding of what it really requires to get this criteria approved when you send in your petition. So I guess since you watched this video, you're in the process of getting the O1A visa, or you're trying to do some research, or you're trying to get a better understanding if you actually have what it takes to get the O1A visa. And I made other videos here on the channel where I deep dive into the different criteria so that you get a better understanding. But in this video, we're going to talk about the press and what that requires. And again, I'm going to share examples from my petition so that you get a better understanding. But first, let's just talk about more like the general terms that is for this criteria. So here you can see the official criteria for press, and it can maybe be a little unclear what this really requires, because it can be a little unclear how big a newspaper does this have to be. Do you need to be on the front of Time magazine, or what does this really mean? And that's why I think it would be helpful to show you examples from my petition so that you can get a better understanding. Let's get into my petition so that you can get an understanding of how I qualified in this category. So here we have my petition, and here you can see, I'm a technology entrepreneur with specialization in e-commerce. So that's kind of my background. And here it talks about some of the other categories there is for the petition that I tried to qualify for. But let's go here to the press. So here we have published materials in major trade publications or major media about the beneficiary and their work in the field. And then here there is, you can see 4 links to different medias. And all of these are Danish because most of my business in the past have been in Denmark, Sweden, Norway. And for that reason, I don't really have much press outside Denmark. I don't have any press really in the US. So that's why the focus have been on this. One of them though is Vice.com, but this one was still in Danish. But here what is being showcased here is that it shows here's the DRDK, and this is how many readers there is in this period. And this is a good way to show that this is significant newspapers. And then also if we scroll down, let me see if I can find it here. I have to go a bit further down. Then I could just show you here how the press looks. So here there is an article with me, and this is from when I was in the Scandinavian Shark Tank. So you can see here, this article is about me and how I started my company and how that experience was. And then also here there is some info about how much traffic to back it up that this is actually an important site, because this is one of the biggest sites in Denmark. It's like kind of a news site, or it is a news site. And then also there's here other articles with me again saying I got an investment and this and that. And I have like many articles because I've been good at press with my businesses. So I hope this gives you a bit of insight of what press really means for this petition. So I think if you've been mentioned in some medias over the years, what is important is to look, okay, how important is this newspaper? Is this really an important newspaper in your country? How much traffic does it have every month? And this way you can show that this was actually an important media or an important story, and that you were the main element in this story. Of course, it's not the same. If you just have 5% of the article, it's not the same. It has to be more about you, I think, or the company you had at that time, or whatever it is. But this is the way to do it, I think. Again, I had like maybe 100 press releases or news stories, but this was the most important ones. And for that reason, we focus just on these in this petition. And I would say if you don't already have press, I think there's some good opportunities to get press. I think this is one of those that is a little easier to qualify for. Of course, you should not just pay some media to make an article. It has to be because you have something interesting and something new to say. But there is different ways to try to get that attention. I think it's about being creative. A lot of the stories I had over the years is because I tried to brainstorm with either it was a fun story with something that helped my company, or maybe it was some statistics, or maybe the Shark Tank thing gave me a lot of publicity. And again, maybe you can participate in things so that you're a little more out there, and this way you can qualify in this category. So this is how it worked for me. And again, I hope this gives you a bit of insight to what it requires to qualify in this criteria with the press. I made other videos where I talk about the other criteria there is for the O1A visa. So check those out if you want to see if you can qualify for the O1A visa. Also, I made videos about other visas and other things about settling in the US. And if you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe. That will help me so much make more videos like this. Also, if you're really serious about actually getting the O1A visa, or in general making the move to the US, I have a link in the description to Deal. That's the company I use to get my visa. And it's an amazing company that is specialized in helping entrepreneurs or other individuals that is really strong in their field. And they can easily tell you if you qualify for this visa or not. And there's no commitment. You just have a talk with them, and you can maybe send them a bit of evidence or tell them who you are. And this way they can get an understanding of how your profile is and if you can qualify. So check that out if you're serious about making the move. So again, I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in one of my next videos. Bye bye.